now. I think we're streaming. We are? Let's do this. Hello everyone, my name is Nelson. Welcome to another Webflow workshop. This is going to be a fun one. As a dedication to one of my favorite companies, SpaceX. Well, if you haven't noticed by now, I'm a big fan of Elon Musk. Musk type stuff, Tesla and whatnot. That's what I always tweet about in my Twitter feed. But yeah, SpaceX, if you haven't heard, landed a rocket on a autonomous ship, on a drone ship. And check this out. I mean, this happened last week, and I couldn't be more proud to be a human. All of that is all programmed in. I'm like, wow, us humans are going somewhere. Hopefully Mars. So, as a dedication to them, I wanted to rebuild the Falcon 9 webpage inside of Webflow. And here's what it looks like right now. Someone's saying can't hear. Can't hear. The video doesn't have any audio. Hold on. Test. Yeah. My levels are coming in, so, yeah. Let's keep going. This is what the SpaceX page looks like. Right? We have a simple hero row, navbar, hero row, a light box to play a video. Let's keep on going down. We got some 2-column with some text, and then a long infographic. Alright, so we're going to try to do this in an hour, and if I have time, make it mobile. So, this part right here, I'm going to skip. I'm just going to do the infographic and maybe the footer, and that's it. So, let's begin. Let me go here. Uh-oh, need to sneeze.
It's 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, April 8th, 2016. You're looking at a live shot of Falcon.
Okay, the sneeze is gone, and let's do this. Alright, so I've already uploaded the assets, the image assets, okay? So, I already made my page. So first thing I gotta do is make a navbar, okay? So we already have a navbar component, and I'm gonna go pretty quickly this time because I want to try to finish this. So inside of the navbar, I'm gonna drag in the SpaceX logo, okay? And this navbar needs a class name, so I can give it a different color. It defaults to DDD, but it needs to be something darker. I don't know the exact colors, so I'm just eyeballing it right now. So I'm just gonna go with 2s. Yeah, it looks like it. I have the Falcon 9 page on the other side of my screen, so you can't see it, but I'm building it as we go. Now, the link, so I have the image, the logo in here, and then I have a link block. It's already has a name of brand. I'm going to change it. I'm going to give it a class name of logo, so I can give it some padding to, let's see here. Right there, that'll fit. Cool. Nice. And now I have these links right here, these nav links. I need to change them to white. So I'm gonna give this a class name of nav link, change it to a color of white, and there we go. I'm gonna change this one to, oh, nice. And now hold on. These links right here. I'm hearing myself. Okay, there it goes. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to apply nav link to the other nav.
Here's 2 pieces of good advice.
Whoa.
Whoa. Turn off your phone, please. Alright. And all of them also are uppercase. And let's go ahead and give it a current state. So how to apply the current pseudo class, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to link this to my home page, which is this exact page. And when I go back, now I have this extra class right here called current. Now I can mess around with that, and that one is kind of a gold color. That's not gold. No, that's green. Something like that. It's kind of orange, but we'll keep going. All right. And so if I mess around with this right here, if I mess around with this, I'm only applying styles to the nav link with a current pseudo class. So I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to go to a nav link without the current, and that way I can mess around with the styles for all three. Okay? I'm going to go to 13 and push this down to 19. All right, looks good. All right, and I notice, oh, let me put the link of the page that I'm working on right now. There you go, so you can follow along on another screen. So the nav bar is actually floating to the left. So if I go to the nav menu right here, I'm going to give it a class name of nav menu, and I'm going to notice how it's already floating to the right. That's because our components come with preset styles, and you can see those preset styles when you add a selector to the component element. So I'm going to float it to the left, and boom, here we go. And you notice that this guy right here needs to be pushed down a bit so it can be centered with SpaceX logo, and there we go. Cool. Now let me just change this to Falcon 9, if I can spell Falcon right. There you go, Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy, and Dragon. Alright, cool. Alright, we're done with our nav bar. Let's move on to the hero row. I'm going to add a section, okay? And I'm going to call this hero. And it's about, say, 650 pixels tall. That's too big. 350? Keep moving. Alright, 470, good enough. So I'm going to set my height right now just so I can see what it looks like. And then when I put in content in the middle of it, I'm going to set padding so that way it's not a set height. I'll explain what I mean further as I go on. So now I'm going to hit background so I can go to my assets and find the background image. It's right there. Set it to cover. I want to, let's see here. Yeah, that one's good right there. Preset here. Don't want it to repeat. And we're good. Alright, so that hero background is good. Also, I'm going to make it relative because I'm going to add some absolute positioned elements within it so I can have a vertically aligned center and horizontally aligned centered content. Okay? Here we go. Let's go ahead and add a, oops, undo. I'm going to add in a div block, a basic div block, and this is what's going to be aligned center, okay? But for now, inside of that, I'm going to add in an H1, and that H1 is going to say the hero row content, which is Falcon 9 to return astronauts to space. Oh. To space. Cool, got it. And also inside of there is going to be, let's go ahead and color this. We're just going to call it, actually we're going to select all H1 headings. Okay, and we're going to set it to normal. Actually, let's choose something like open sans so we can make it a little bit thinner. Right there. Yeah, light should be fine. Change it to white. Looking good. And yeah, we'll leave it like that. Let's remove the top margin and the bottom margin. Alright. And this div hero block. Oop. Set that to 0, set that to 0, and there we go. And now, under this, I'm going to add another div block, and I'm going to show you guys, if you don't know how to make a play button without graphics, here you go, watch this, okay? I'm going to call this one play button. Okay, and the width is going to be, let's say 50 and the height 50. No, that's not big enough. How about 75, 75? That one looks pretty good. Okay, and now I'm going to give it a stroke of 1 with the color of white. And now to make a perfect circle, you just need to put in the border radius 50%. That width is a little bit too thin. 2? 2 is fine. Okay. I'm going to set this one to relative as well, because I'm going to have, inside of this, I'm going to have the triangle. Okay, so now we have the circle, the outline circle, and now the triangle. We're going to add in a div block inside of the circle. So if you see here, I have my play button and I have a new div block. And in there, I'm going to call it triangle. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Let's try width 50, height 50. Nope. 25, 25. Nah, still not good. 35? 45. Let's try that. Let's try that. Okay. And now I'm going to make it centered inside of that circle. So I'm going to do position absolute. And this trick, I use it a lot. So it's 50% from the top, 50% from the left. And I'm going to push it back using transforms down here. I'm going to add a move transform and go negative 50% on the X and negative 50% on the Y. And if you can see here, I have the triangle, well, I have the div perfectly in the center of the circle. Okay, now let's make our triangle. I'm going to set my left with solid and say 45, width 45, and the color is white. Okay, and the top is going to be the same width but transparent, and then the same thing here, 45 transparent. Whoa, that is huge. Okay, so 45 wasn't the magic number. Oh, let's go 25 then. And that's what web design is all about, just trial and error, just see what works. Let's go even further. Let's go 20. Actually, 20. What am I doing? Oh, okay. Let's see here. 20, 20. Alright. Looks like the angle is a little bit more. Let's make it more. Let me play around with this. Nope. Ah, there we go. So this one's 30 because it's a bigger side than the other one. So, and these are 20. So I gave it 10 more pixels than the top and bottom. And so there we go. Let me click out of it. It's pretty good. It's not perfectly center, so let me move this from the left. See if I can push it. Yeah. Right there. Yeah, cool. It's a pretty big button compared to the one right there, but let's keep going. We can always refine later. Okay, so this wrapper, or this div block around the heading and the play button, we need to center it, okay? So let's give it a class name of hero content, and let's give it a width of, say, 500. Actually, a max width of 500. Okay, and center that. Cool. Oh, smaller. I want the word to. There we go. And let's see here. This guy, this play button, Should be centered as well. Awesome. Cool. Yep. Oh yeah. Okay, so here we go. So to vertically align this one, I'm going to, let's remove this position because I'm not going to do the absolute thing again. And then let me see here. And then what I'm going to do is center the text. Oop, that didn't work. Let me remove the height. Okay. Now the padding on the top and bottom, if I hold Alt, now I can stretch it out, and this content right here will always be in the center, in the vertically center. And so to make it horizontally center, I use the margins because I have a width applied to it. And just one more thing, because it's bugging me, this play button is way too close. So notice how I'm pushing down the play button and the hero row stretches as well. So use less exact pixel sizes to have more of a responsive, more elastic type of, more fluid type of website. Okay, so that's done. We have the hero row. Oh, actually, we need a video, the Falcon 9 video. So let me go ahead and get that. I copied the YouTube URL, and under this guy right here, we can drag in a lightbox link. Okay, and in the settings, I can go ahead and paste the YouTube link. Let that go. Awesome. And if I go to my navigator, I'm going to put the play button inside the lightbox link right there, and now I can remove the image, and bam. So if I preview it, I have my lightbox ready to go. Oh, cool. The real Millennium Falcon. Okay, cool. Josh says SVG file seems a lot easier, though it's a nice trick. Yep, just showing you some tricks that you can do with CSS. The play button, you can do it by hand using Webflow's style panel, or you can just download a SVG from some other website. It's all up to you. There's no right or wrong way. Just do what feels right, and make sure that it's more code based, because that loads faster than JPEGs and GIFs and whatnot. Okay, yeah, if you have any questions, comments while we're going through this, let me know. I'm watching the chat room. All right, next one, we're gonna do the content. So new section, drag that in here. All right, we have a new section, and we have a 2-column type of thing, but it's inside of a container, a 960 container. So I'm going to drag in a container. Actually, let me go back to the background, because the background seems to be a dark color. What's the color here? We use 2s. All right, let me add that to my swatches. 2. Gonna go to my body and select the body tag, and here let's go ahead and change the background to 2s, and there we go. For the Falcon 9 content, I'm going to drag in a 2-column row, push this to, is this an 8x4? Let's see here, looking at it, yeah, a little bit 9 by, no, that's too small. All right, 8x4 is good. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and bring in another heading for H2, and this one says, this one's gonna say Falcon 9. Okay, and all H2 headings are going to, let's go ahead and remove this top margin, bottom margin. The Falcon 9 is going to be white. Change the font to Open Sans and make it normal. Alright, looking good, and it's all caps just to make sure. Nice. And let's go ahead and add some padding under it. Let's say 5 and a margin under it 15. So that way we can do a dotted line. Let's do a, let's see, that one or that one. And it's going to be not really white, but gray. So let's just put some 9s. See how that goes. That one. Oops. I put it on all sides. Let's delete that and put it just at the bottom. So that's 1 dotted or dashed white. What does that look like? Oh yeah. Yeah, white was, I meant to put 9s. 999. Forgot this is live, was trying to rewind. Yeah, don't worry. It's recorded. So you can always look back. Let's see here. Okay, and the Falcon 9 after that, actually that font should be way bigger. Let's go to 55. Oof. 50? Yeah. 52. Cool. Alright, and under this guy we have a paragraph of text. And in that paragraph of text, we have that. Okay, now let me show you something that not sure if you guys seen, but hold on. The script, I'm just gonna call this to call text. Okay, so I can make this easily 2-column without having to drag in another column, without having to drag in another columns component. So what I'm gonna do is color this white, and right here, this guy right here, 2. Boom. 2 columns of text. Done. Try it out. Pretty cool. Let's see here. A little bit more space. Yeah, that's good. Cool. This is looking fantastic. Alright. Let's see here. So we have a row. Containers. Okay, row. Alright, this row should... Actually, this section right here, we're going to call this a section because I need some space from the top and bottom. So let's push it down a bit. 40. Yeah, looking good, everyone? Ugh, this one needs more space too. It's too close. Cool? Cool. How about 2020? Looking good? I like it. Alright, cool. Moving on. What's next? We have a little image of the Falcon 9 with a dragon on top. And then we have 3 rows. Let's see what we can do. Trying to plan it out in my head. Okay, so I'm thinking that the... Here, let me put it on my screen. So I'm thinking that this guy right here is going to be floating on top, and these 3 right here are just going to be simple rows with this one has a thumbnail and a link, and these are just text links. Yeah, I can do this. Of course. You can do anything. Just put your mind to it. Alright. Let's go ahead and add a wrapper just for fun. So that way I'm not messing around with the actual column. I'm messing around with something inside the column. Okay. Let's call this... Let's call this small info column. Okay. And inside of that, I'm going to make that position relative so I can target to this. And inside of that, let's go ahead and start adding the 3 rows. Okay, so we're going to add the first row, which is a div block, and in here we're going to call it small info row. Give it a background color. It's kind of dark blue-ish. Right down here-ish. Alright, cool. Just eyeing it. No, dark blue. Cool. And then there's some padding on the left to give room for the Falcon image. I'm gonna go to 125. Why not? Seems about right. Cool. Now we're going to add in that thumbnail. Okay, now the thumbnail's way too close to those. So let's go ahead and add some top and bottom padding. Alright. Put this down to 115. So I have more space to work with. And we have some inline text. And the text is going to say photo gallery. And then after that, see all. And then I'll just put an arrow for now. Cool. And this one, do I say cool a lot? Yeah. Let's go ahead and call this small info text. So I can color it white. And now this is going to be a link. Alright, and it's gonna go link to nowhere for now. And since it's a link, I can give it a class name of inline text link and color it no underline, color it blue, something like that. Oh, and also the small info text, they like to use uppercase, don't they? Bring it smaller. Cool. And display inline. This image right here. Small info thumbnail. Need some space on the right. Oh, I'm losing space. Let's make it smaller. Alright, cool. So now I can just take this and copy paste it 4 times or 3 times, and so now I have each row, but each of these do not have a thumbnail, and plus they have some space in between each other. So let's go ahead and the bottom margin, play around with that. Say looks like a 3. Yeah, this is looking good. Sweet. Alright, so this one is Falcon 9, and then the link is pricing. Oh, let's undo that. There we go. I have to click inside the text link to change it. Pricing. Huh, it went backwards. Let's redo that. I'm gonna delete that. Oh, deleted it all. Alright. Falcon 9. And let's just delete this completely. Oh, it thinks this is the link. Let me remove that link. Alright. Pricing. You know, because if you ever want to buy a Falcon 9 and you have some money lying around, you know, you can buy one. Inline text link. Alright, so the next one is all a link. So this one I can just go ahead and select this and launch manifest. Remove that link. There you go. Add it back. Give it a class name. Inline text link. Falcon 9 user's guide. So if you buy one, here's how to use it. All it takes is some permits. User's guide. Remove the link, add it back in, rinse and repeat. Boom! Sweet. And now the little thumbnail, I think it's this one right here. Yep, 32 by 420. You can see the sizes of your images just by clicking on the little cog right here at the top right of your thumbnail. Drag it in. I'm going to drag it into right there. And let's see here. Falcon 9 small. And this one's going to be position absolute. And I'm going to move it off to the side a bit. Move it up so it comes out of the box. Oh, that looks pretty. Yes, guys, we're doing it. We're doing it. This one needs a little bit of more. Nope, it's not moving. Yeah, I want both to move. Okay, so this one is off the top. Boom, we're doing it, guys. This is... Look at that. We got it. Next one. All right, now the fun part, the infographic. Okay, so this is going to be kind of intermediate type stuff because we're going to be adding text, headers, a huge image, but also, let me show you right here. So this is the actual site right here. So this guy has interactions, okay? So let's look what's happening. Let's dissect this for a second, okay? So we have a big image, and let me show you how big the image is. That, boom. It's huge. So pretty, so pretty. All right. And then we have a circle. Now we can use SVGs for the circle, or we can create it ourselves using CSS. And I've shown you how to make a circle, so let's go. We're gonna make a circle for this one, and a plus icon. We can just use the plus sign on our keyboard for now. Okay, and the whole gradient and the shading, we can totally do that in Webflow as well. All right. So when I click on this, what's happening? We have a 90 is it? No, not 90. Probably like a 45-degree rotate of the button, of the plus sign, okay? At the same time that's happening, we have a card, okay? We have a card with a triangle off to the side right here, and then right here. Next, I'm not sure if we'll be able to get to this one yet. It is doable in Webflow, but I don't think we'll be able to get to it. But we can do this simple toggle using interactions with the click trigger interaction, okay? This one right here, pretty cool. We're going to create our own custom lightbox or modal, okay? Click that, and then there we go. And here, check this out. What is that, guy? What does that look like? It looks like tabs, right? Simple tabs. So it's a two tab component, and instead of the tabs being at the top, it can be at the bottom, and all it is just flipping between two images. And this is a simple YouTube video that you can drag in from the Add Elements panel. And yeah, keep moving down. We have the same interactions happening. And landing legs. I think I missed one more. Let me see here. I think it's the dragon right here. No. Yeah. Super simple. If you just break it down little by little, it'll start to make sense, and it's like, you know, super easy. All right. Shall we? Any questions for the first two rows? Any questions? I'll wait for questions. And plus, again, we're taking longer for this one because I want to make sure that I want to try my best to get to mobile and answer all your questions. So I'm here till 11:30, guys. I'm here with you guys. This is gonna be fun. So, any questions? Okay, I'm gonna keep going, and if I see a question, I will stop. Next section. Let's close this up a bit. All right, now it looks a little bit cleaner. Let's go ahead and add a new section right there. Section. Oh, there it goes. This section, let's see here. I'm going to remove that. Call this infographic section. Bob asked, you only have 2 pictures. Isn't it easier to use a hidden div instead of tabs? Hidden div. The tabs, it already has interactions where you hide one div and then show the other. So I think it's faster to use tabs rather than trying to create the interactions from scratch. But no one's saying that you can't do it. Yeah, Defunk, yes, would love to see more of animated progress bars and stuff in action. Animated progress bars. Check out last week's workshop video on our YouTube page, youtube.com/webflow. We did an animated pie graph that community expert Alex taught me how to do. So, or not pie graph, a donut graph. So we made that animate. Check that out. But yeah, that's a great suggestion. Please suggest that on our forums under the workshops category, and I will remember to get on that one. The reason why I changed this one to infographic section, because I need more space. We're dealing with space. Come on, you can do it. 3075. I always have this thing. I need like 0s or 5s whenever I'm sizing stuff. All right, here we go. What are we doing? What are you doing? So next thing we have looks like a H3. Actually, whoops. Let's redo this. Okay, so trying to figure out how to do this. We have a 3, it looks like a 3-column, guys. So, okay, let's try that. We're going to go 3 columns, and they're all going to be even. And I put the columns in the wrong spot. There we go. So we have 3 columns, and it seems to be all even. Let's just put that Falcon picture right now, just to make it beautiful. Pow! So cool. Alright, on the left, we have a H3. So how do I know what heading type I need to use? Well, it's simple. The first thing people are going to see, H1. That one. And then the second thing, H2. And then the third thing, H3. And plus, the text, payload text, is smaller than the Falcon 9. So there is a type hierarchy going on. Okay, here we go. Change it to Open Sans. Please. Normal. White. Huh. Maybe semi-bold. Okay. That kerning. Yeah, I keep it at 0. And remove this margin top. I like to have more control. Set this to 20. Add a paragraph. And that paragraph is going to say that text, and we're going to call it white paragraph. Okay, and so that is right there. And now we have a smaller heading. So we're going to keep on going down the road. So we use H3, you're going to use H4. And this one's going to say Dragon Spacecraft. And this is for all H4s. It's going to be Open Sans, white. Needs to be smaller. No, 12 too small. 14. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and it's going to be normal. Oh, semi-bold. There we go. And I'm thinking this one needs more space from the top. There we go. I'm going to go with 25. Cool? Cool. This one is 15. And let's go ahead and add another paragraph. Get the text. So it's a lot of rinse and repeating, which is what web design is. Yeah. Bob says, that's right, Josh, if you're happy with the default interaction. Yeah, so using components helps you get to your goal faster. But if you want more control and want, different types of animations and whatnot, that's when you would do every element separately and combine them with custom interactions. And so that's the power of Webflow. You can do either or. You can do something with our components or just completely do something from scratch. It's all up to you. Gray paragraph here. So let's see here. So this is something that if you're not a graphic designer by trade, this is something you would really want to understand, that I had to learn too, is type hierarchy. So what it is it's biggest text and then big, small. And then when you're talking about other things, you want to make sure that it's not one giant block of text. It's all separated and there's different font sizes and font weights to help guide the user's eyes in a clean way, rather than shouting out like spam coupon mail, in your real mail, where it's like all the text is huge and you don't know when to start reading and when to end. So type hierarchy, it's a thing. Try it out. All right, let's go ahead and just copy and actually no, there's one more thing. There's a text link, so let's just add that real quick. It says learn more about Dragon. I'm going to give it a class name of inline text link. Nice. And this one's going to have a combo class because it's infographic link. And I want to make sure that I push it down a bit. Oh. Yeah, so it's going to be a display block. That way I can push it down. Wow, they have a lot of space on that one. Bam. Okay, and we move on. So let's copy and paste. Copy and paste. Alright, so you guys get the gist of this part. So one more. There we go. Cool. Alright. We good? Actually, we're not good. That doesn't match. Cool. We good. Alright. There we go. Pretty cool. Infographic happening. Alright, let's go ahead and add the other infographics. So we have two more things. We have the Dragon spacecraft and the fairing. So let's go ahead and add in a row inside of a column. 50-50 right here. And let's go ahead and add in the dragon. Boom. Right? And under that dragon, we have some text. I'm going to skip the fig one. Actually, no. Let's go ahead. Let's not skip. Fig 1. We're going to call this fig text. Make it white. Make it bold. All caps. Make it really small. And there we go. Cool. Next, under that, we have a paragraph of text. Not really paragraph, but it's text. Pushing that in. I'm going to call this fig text. Oh, no, I already called it fig text. Fig P. White. Nope, it's not white. It's gray. Cool. And make it smaller. Cool. There we go. I'm saying cool a lot again. And now we have the other one. This fig text needs to be Oh, I see. I know what I need to do. But first, let's move this away a bit. Say 25 on the top and bottom. So hold Alt, 25 on top and bottom. Ugh, too far. There we go. And this guy right here, we're gonna call him Dragon Image, so we can push him from the top for a better scale of what's going on. There we go. And these two are really close to each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a blank column in between these two. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to go back to my row and give it a 3-column layout. Now push this one in and push this one in. So now we have 5, 2, 5. And then this guy right here, I can push him here. And there we go. So now I have a blank space in between the two. That's looking better. Get the fig text, paste that in. Get the fig P, paste that in. Change this to 2. Change this guy. Defunct, just love you, Nels. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your tips and tricks. No problem. Here to help. Here to teach you guys and inspire you guys to make awesome websites. This is what I love doing, and you know, I want you guys to go beyond your perceived limits, because with this tool, it's so powerful that it can make you even better. I mean, you guys are using the future of web design, and so use it to its full potential. I mean, you can do so much with it in so little time. It's unbelievable. All right, so let's we call this full Falcon image, and the reason why I need to give that a different name is because this needs to be smaller. Right there, something like this. Boom. Yeah. Oh, and it's aligned with this guy. Interesting. All right, well, we'll just keep moving down. Okay. Now the second stage, it says second stage, is the same thing as this heading 3. So let me go down to the column 3, and under the row, I'm just going to paste it, and there we go. Ooh, that's too close. So let me give this row a name of Fairings row. Push that down a bit. Sweet. And now we have some more text. Let me copy that white paragraph. Copy this text right here. Cool. Next one. We have... Okay, so this is interesting. It says right here, let's deconstruct this. We have a piece of text with a bottom border, another piece of text with bottom border, but in between is some sort of space. So what can we do? We can have 2 texts that are in line, and this engine part right here has a margin right. Excuse me. And then we can have a big piece of text here and a bigger piece of text and a smaller one. So not too hard to do. Let's do that one. Just going to do one of those, and then we're going to move on to interactions, which is the super hard part. It's already 10:50. Oh, having so much fun. Okay, how about this? Next week we'll do how to make this mobile. Yeah? Okay. Actually, since it's already 10:50 and I want to get to your questions, I'm going to skip that text part because it's very basic. You just add a border bottom and play around with the text sizes. But let's go into interactions and see how I can do this for you guys. Let's see here. Circle. Got it. We're going to put a circle on top of this image. So first off, just to let you know, all of these columns right here in the columns component all come with a style of position relative. So I don't have to add that onto another div. It's already here in column 2 position relative. So let's go ahead and drag in a div block. And how do we make a circle, guys? We set our, oops, we'll call this circle. We set our width to something that we want. Let's go 40-40. I think that's good. 40-40, and then we set the background. Let's set it to, yeah, let's set a darker. Actually, no, it's a gradient, so let's remove that. The blue, it's like a light blue, and then at the end, it's a darker blue. Cool. And actually, let's make it radial. Okay, so we have a radial thing going on, and we can move around where the gradient's coming from. And 50% on the radius, we got ourselves a circle. And now here's a trick. If you notice, let me bring this back. If you notice, it has a little highlight on the top left. All right, let's go ahead and try to do that with our inner shadow right here. Okay, so we have an inner shadow. I'm going to, let's see, set the distance. Okay, that's the wrong way, but we can flip it. There we go. Instead of black, we want it to be like a lighter blue. All right. And just like that, we have that inner shadow happening. All right. Play around my blur. Oop, nope. Keep it like that. Opacity, boom. Cool. So we have that kind of a highlighted effect happening. Okay, so we use inner shadow and a radial gradient, and there you go. Super simple. All right, let's go ahead and add in a piece of text inside of it. All right, and this piece of text is just going to be a plus sign. All right, and back to the circle. Let's go ahead and manipulate that plus sign by giving it a color of white. Let's make this 30. Cool. And 30. Center it. Let's see if I can push it down. Yep. Sweet. Nope. Cool. All right. There you go. Now, we want to move the circle to a certain area. And that area is... Well, let me check something real quick. Okay. That area is right on top of the dragon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set position absolute. Now it's floating on top. And I can move it around wherever I want. So I'm going to move this right about here. And there we go. Cool. Now we're going to make our first card. And this card is going to, let's see here, it's going to be inside the circle, and you're going to be like, wait, why would you put a card in the circle? It's because I want the card to point out, the card to be relative area to the circle. So here's how to do it. I'm going to drag in another div in there, and we're going to call this card. And the background's going to be white. Alright, let me take a look what it looks like. Okay, it's going to be white, and inside of that we have a piece of text. We're going to use a heading of 5. Cool. Alright, and let's fix this. Let's fix this. This card is going to be position absolute. There we go. And for now, it's going to go here and here, and it should be okay right there. Now we have our text, and we're going to call it Tech Spotlight. And for H5, it's going to be some sort of gray-ish. Open Sans. Light, all caps, very small. Nope. There. All right, And this guy right here, this card, it's way too small. So let's go ahead and give it a way too big. 250. Cool. Alright, and this guy right here, it's centering because the circle that it's living inside of has a text aligned center. So I can force it by everything inside the card will be to the left. Okay, and this text spotlight needs a padding of like say 25, and it has hello Webflow friends. Hello Vlad, welcome, glad you made it. You're among friends, yes you are. With 2, there we go, something like this. Alright, I just want to finish up this interaction and then I'll get to questions. And yeah, and that will do it for today. Let's do a heading 6. We used all 6 headings, yes. Dragon spacecraft. Alright. All caps, of course. Open sands. Kind of bold, kind of gray. There we go. But this one's going to be bigger. So let's go 16, 24. This text spotlight right here, is that... Oh, where's my bottom border? Didn't I do that? Or did I do it to the card? Oh, I did it to the card. Remove that. Okay, bottom border 2. Right there. Interesting. Oh, because this guy right here. Remove that. I put the 25 pixel left padding on the wrong element. There we go. And this one is going to be... There we go. Because I don't want the line to go all the way, I'll just set that to inline display block. This heading right here. Actually, all of this needs to be in a div block, so that way I can just add some margin or padding on the left to make sure that the text doesn't bump up with the card. So card inf, I'm gonna call it card text or card content. And so right there, see what I mean? Because if I did the position, if I did the padding to the full card, this line right here wouldn't do that stylized thing where it goes all the way to the left. Alright, this text spotlight. Oof, this is too far. Need to fix that. There we go. Alright, one more paragraph and then let's just go straight into interactions. Okay, card P. This is going to be... Ooh, that's huge. Why is that 30? Interesting. Go 12. Nope. 14. 22. Sweet. And you guys already know how to make a triangle, so I'm not going to make the triangle right now. But let's go ahead and... One last thing. Yeah, no. 15. Okay, cool. Somewhat like it. Ah, this is getting to me. When as a designer, I see something I can fix real quick. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do it. There we go. 5, 10, 7. Good. All right. Okay, we're leaving it. Okay, I'm leaving it. Interactions time. Here we go. So, the first thing I want to do is this guy. I don't want to see it at the beginning, so I'm going to display none. Gone. Cool. Goodbye. This guy right here, the card, Actually, sorry. I'm thinking in my head. Let's leave it on for now so you can see what I'm going to be doing. So the circle is going to have the interaction. So when I click on the circle, two things are going to happen. The circle flips a little, or rotates a little, and then the card goes from the left going to the right and fades in. All right, super simple. Here we go. This right here is your global objects. This contains your symbols and your interactions. This thing right here looks small, but is super, super powerful. It's the most powerful thing, I think, in Webflow. So, add a new interaction. I'm going to call this circle click. Cool. And no initial appearance. Okay, what initial appearance means is when the page loads, what is this element going to look like? I want it to look what it looks like right now, so I'm not going to touch initial appearance. But for the trigger, when I click, okay, so I'm going to select the trigger click, and on the first click, I want to set a transform, and it's going to be a rotate. On the Z, I'm going to do 45. Ooh, interesting. I see what I have to deal with. Okay, well, we'll figure it out, shall we? Alright, so rotate 45 and done. And then on the second click, rotate it back to 0. Done. So it's going to look like this and like this. Okay? What do we do with this guy? Alright. Let me figure it out. What if this card... I know there's a better way to do this, but for now, let's finish this up. For this card, let's go ahead and rotate it negative 45, so it's like this. Okay. I might have messed this up. Okay. But we're going to keep going. Nothing's going to stop us. Alright, now with this circle already selected, I'm going to set another trigger. And on the click, I'm going to affect a different element, which is the card. Now, I don't want to affect all the cards on the page because there's going to be multiple. I only want to affect the card that's nested within the circle. Okay? And on the first click, I want to transform... it, rotate negative 45? Interesting. I'm trying, guys. And this second one... Let's just see what happens. I'm going to keep it negative 45. Okay. Alright. So, I'm almost there. Oh, that's like a little flag waving. Okay, I'm having too much fun. Alright. This card. It's getting me confused. Alright, so. What do I do? So, this one, the initial appearance of the card. Let's go ahead and set the initial appearance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an interaction and call it card hide. And its initial appearance, I want it to stay rotated at 45. But also move, say, negative 100 pixels to the left and have a opacity of 0 and also display none. Okay? And so when I go to my circle, when I click on it, not only do I want it to rotate negative 45, but I also want to move it to its origin. Okay. Can I... Yeah. Oh, that's the extra step. Sorry. There we go. Move it to its origin and also opacity 100. I'm going to add a new step. I know this is kind of confusing, but it's more of repetition going through the interactions. And we have a whole course in the Help Center to help you start on interactions. So I want to display block so I can take it off of display none. And here on the second click, you You can just animate the plus sign instead of the entire circle. Yes, Josh, you're right. But like because of time, I'm like, let me just finish this. You're completely right, Josh. Let's see here. Danny boy. What? Danny boy. Okay. I know I've made it too hard for myself, but I'm already down this rabbit hole. We must keep going. Let's see here. What am I doing? Rotate, and then move -100, and then opacity 0. New step, display none. And so hopefully it'll go like that, and go like that. Wah, wah. Okay, let's see if this works, guys. Something like that. You know what? I think that's cooler. But yes, like Josh said, animate the plus sign instead of the entire circle. Wait. Oh, you're right. Now that I think about it, let me just give a class name to this plus sign and just let's fix it. Oh, stupid me, stupid me. All right. Circle click. Instead of affecting the circle, we're going to affect the plus sign that's nested. Oh my god, I made it too hard for myself. I bet you guys who are veterans in Webflow are like, what the heck is Nelson doing? I don't know. Okay, there we go. Alright, circle click. Let's fix this. So this plus sign, preview, it works. Beautiful. This guy right here, we no longer need the rotates. So let's remove that. This one, remove that. I think we got it. Stupid me. Let me fix that. The initial appearance doesn't need to rotate. There we go. Oh, yeah. 100 is too far, but yeah. Thank you, Josh. Oh, believe me, I know the struggle. Haha, I overcomplicate things every day. Don't we all? Yay, we did interactions! And it's 11:08, so yes, it's time for Q&A. Yeah, this has been fun. Let me publish this. Let me give you guys the link. Man, that was fun. Dude, look at that. Compare it to the live site, you know? Damn. So fun. You know what? Let's add while I'm waiting for questions. Let me grab more SpaceX YouTube videos. Man, so cool. They landed a rocket going to Mars. So I'm just gonna go right here to my Lightbox. Okay, so I know I'm in my Lightbox because I'm inside the Lightbox link. So click it and go to my settings, and I can add multiple videos if I want. So I'm gonna add another video, and let's go to the first rocket landing. Let me find that one. Ah, such an inspiring video. If you haven't seen it, here, let me post it. You guys can watch it later. Oops. Cool. Let me publish that. Boom! Published. So fun. Woo! Ready for them questions. Let's see here. So probably I can probably finish this in 2 hours or something, it seems. Yeah. Here we go. Can you check out shopforce. Oh yeah, show me what you guys are working on. Let's do some review. Shopforce.webflow.io. Right. Has to be a .webflow.io link, and if it's not, if any of my moderators are in here, that would need to be viewed by them first. But here we go. Shopforce. Ooh, space. How appropriate. This is cute. I like this. I like this. I see these little jagged lines here. I don't know if you guys can see it on the stream, but if you're going to use graphics like this, it's best to use SVGs, scalable vector graphics. That way it's high res on any screen and you don't get any jagged lines. Is this SVG? Well, it's SVG, so I'll shut up. Yeah, well, yeah. Sorry. Next thing, I see a horizontal scroll. You might want to do a overflow hidden in your hero row, so you don't get the horizontal scroll. Scrolling down. Really cool job with the animations. Love it. This is fun. Nice gradient. That's fun. Nice gradient happening. This is cool. This is fun to scroll down. This is fun. That curiosity? No. Who is that? No, it's a rover of some sort. Join the force. Created, crafted, launch in OC. Nice. Great job, Vlad. Keep it up. Looks like you had fun with it. I can totally tell. Next question. Can the designer be used as a standalone product as a replacement for Photoshop Fireworks? Oh, great question. We get that a lot. No, it is not a standalone product. And why? So, this was something that we believe in. I know I've heard that using a tool outside of the actual medium that the produced product will show in doesn't make sense to have like a desktop application on it when the produced website will be used in an actual web browser. And so we really want this, what you see is what you get. And so while I'm manipulating CSS, I'm manipulating real CSS. This is not something that's based on a standalone product. So it can't really replace anything that's a desktop product, but it's more powerful because I'm manipulating a website, I'm manipulating HTML, CSS in real time. It's the real deal. And so when I press publish, it's nothing different than what I'm seeing right now. As a replacement for Photoshop and Fireworks, I think Webflow stands on its own. Instead of using Photoshop as a web design layout builder that you would have to add another step to code that static mock, and with Webflow you can leave Photoshop to what it's meant to be used for, which is photo editing. And for web design layouts and coding, you would use Webflow. Isn't it against copyright to use someone's images? Yes, it is. But, sorry, I was thinking something else. Yeah, but if you're using it for educational purposes, it's fine. And if you're just experimenting to teach yourself web design, it's fine. As long as you're not making money off of it. I'm teaching you guys how to use an awesome tool. Okay. Just wondering what happened to all the guests. Oh, we have guests coming, don't worry. But showing off the power of Webflow 2, we want to make sure that that's the main focus of these workshops. I'll be having, I think my next guests, one of them, he wrote a book on responsive typography. So that's going to be interesting. Thumbs up for Lick Padilla. Thank you so much. There's a Chrome extension to use it as a desktop application, though it's not supported by Webflow. That is correct. It's kind of a desktop application, but it still opens it in Chrome. Why sometimes when I put certain element on position absolute, it looks fine on preview mode, but not when published. It all depends on your it depends on what is your relative parent. So, for example, this circle right here, has a position absolute. And when I preview it, it stays on top of that SpaceX Dragon capsule. Okay? The reason why is because this column 2 right here, I'm going to give the class name so you can see. This column 2 already has a position of relative. So you can think of relative as the target for anything that's position absolute, okay? So 0, 0 is the very, very top left of this column. So this circle right here, when I move it anywhere, this is 35, 36 pixels from the top of its target, which is the column 2 that I'm pointing at right now on my mouse cursor. Okay? Let me undo that. Hope that makes sense. Gutted, need to get a new alarm. What does gutted mean? If you miss this, don't worry, Naweed. It's recorded, and so you can watch it again. But, you know, I'm here every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, any other questions? Anything else that you want me to look at? Oh, we got one from Bob. He's using 3D interactions. Let's see it. Cool. Cool cards. Trianic. Alright. Nice. First of all, I like that first animation. That's working for me. This top nav, it's very, very heavy. I would suggest toning it down a bit, like not full black color. It could be some sort of a gray, so you can push it back. That way it's not yelling. Scrolling down. I like it, I like it. Nice. Nice spacing in the text. This is what I mean, guys, when I talk about type hierarchy. Not everything is in your face. There's spaces in between each paragraph. There's a lot of space between the paragraphs and the headings. Lots of space in the section. Very nice. Good job. Oh, that's interesting. I like how you did. I like what you did there. That's cool. This Google map, I think it can be a little bit bigger. It seems like a little cutout strip. It can be a little bit taller. Really good job. I like it. Next one. Great job, Bob. Thanks for the response. Do you guys have plans to cater to agencies? We host all of our websites in an in-house CMS, so we wouldn't need that piece hosting CMS, but we can definitely see this as. Josh, great question. As an extremely user, great question. So, a couple of I know that there's a bunch of agencies that are using Webflow right now, mainly for what you just said, is mocking up layouts and prototyping. But here's the best part. You can export all of your layouts, all your designs out of Webflow. And when you export it, you get the static HTML, CSS, JS, and images. And then the code is super clean. All right, so we make sure that when you hand the package over to a developer who needs to connect that front end design to your in-house special CMS, they can do it easily because the code is super clean. All right, so try that out. Try exporting your site out and see what the code looks like. Let's see here. I think it's what time is that? 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. in England time. Is it possible to create membership and signing up site log? So, Defunk, what you're asking for is something like a full-on web app where people can interact with the internal database of your site. so people can make user profiles and interact with other things. We don't have that at this time, but it would be a great goal to get to. I mean, if you can think about it, wouldn't that be cool, guys? To make a web app within a web app, and it's, you know, you don't really need to need to learn how to code, but you need to understand code, and so you can do it really fast. Oh, that'd be so fun. All right, Blaze, can you take a look at this? All right, sure, let's do it. All right, 9 more minutes, guys. All right, I don't speak this. Oh, that's cool. Is that a GIF or what is that? That was a cool loader. Oh, these are cute. Okay, first thought. Lots of animations are happening. In fact, too many, because immediately I'm like, where do I look? Where do I look? Where do I look? You need to make sure that you're trying to tell your users' eyes and guide them to where you want them to go. Because right now, I'm like, which thing do I look at? I'm not sure, because so many pretty things are happening. I know you're trying to go for aesthetics and everything, but less is more. For instance, if these clouds weren't rolling as fast, maybe that would be better. These flowers, I really don't think they need to move. Oh wait, that's all one background video, huh? Yeah, so it's kind of distracting, because at the same time we have this grill that has animation, and each of these icons has an animation. So how about the animation doesn't play until you hover over it? Okay, so remove the animation from the grill and remove all the animations from these icons, and when you hover over one of these elements, then the icon starts to animate. So try to figure out how to do that one. It'll make this one a lot better. But great job so far. I like the color, and it feels like it's going somewhere. Keep it up. All right, Nelson, do you know when pagination will be released? I wanted to build an e-commerce site. Reverted to WordPress for now. We don't have a full native e-commerce site or site builder, but you can use dynamic embeds. Pagination is something we are still working on. Sorry for the delay. We want to make sure that we do it right. I don't have an ETA, but there's a bunch of code ninjas in our community forum that maybe you can ask. I know that there's this one thing. Let me look it up. Let me go. Where is it? What's it? Flickr search. So check out what community expert Sam did. Flickr. There it is. Flickr search.webflow.io. So I'm going to search for SpaceX, and this is connecting to Flickr's was it XML Ajax or whatever? And so he has a search for that, and he has pagination with it too. This guy is a code ninja, so might want to ask him. Pretty cool. So let me put the link in the chat room. All right, next. Is it possible to get oops, sent it twice. Click on the card. Click on the dark card to see the magic. Dark card? What are you talking about? Dark card? Whoa. Not sure what you mean by dark card. Alexander, I think you're gonna be the last one. Nice. Okay, it's for a movie. Alright. Auto playing video.
Mit navn er Christian Kold. Jeg var Tordenskjolds kammertjener.
Cool. Nice job. Oh, okay. We got hovers going. If I click on it, what happens? Nice. Very nice. Kind of looks like an IMDb type of layout. Great job. Okay. Ah, lightbox. Nice. Good job. Nice. Ooh, what is it? Ooh. What happens if I click that? Whoa. Whoa. Oh, we have a timeline going on. Nice. Oh, watch out. You have a horizontal scroll bar. You wanna figure that one out. Wow. Great job. Great job. Oh, cool. It goes down too. Oh, that's awesome, Alex. Alexander. Oh, this is fun. This is a fun site. Great job with it. I'm guessing you're using the 2-column thing that I showed you guys. Great job. Yeah. Just reading through the chat room. Okay, guys. Last question. Whoever wants to take it. Great job, Alex. That's a cool site for a film. Really good job. While I'm waiting for the last question, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being part of the Webflow community. It's always fun to geek out with you guys and look at great pieces of art, because I really feel that web design is a new and interesting art form. It's form and function at the same time, and it's really tough to master, but really fun to learn, because there's always something new down the line. If you have any account billing technical issues, hit me up at support@webflow.com. Me and the customer support team will help you out as fast as we can. If you have any design issues, go to the community forum at forum.webflow.com. Hit us up on Twitter at webflowapp, or on Facebook, facebook.com/webflow. If you want to talk to me about all things Elon Musk, SpaceX, Tesla, anything geeky, go ahead and contact me at thepixelgeek on Twitter. Anything else I missed? Thank you guys so much. This has been super fun, and hope to see you guys next week, 10 a.m. Every Tuesday, webflow.com/workshops. And yeah, no more questions. See ya. Oh, forgot to say my little saying. See ya, and make the web beautiful. Bye. It's always that awkward, how do I stop? Oh, there.